site here at NASDAQ, and it's my good afternoon. Is everyone excited to be here? Well, I'm Karen Snow, Global Head of Listings here at NASDAQ, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all to NASDAQ MarketSite, located in one of the world's most iconic destinations, the crossroads of the world in Times Square. Every year when the UN General Assembly convenes and the world's leaders gather in Midtown in an effort to strengthen global peace and prosperity, we get to prove it. At NASDAQ, as the world's leading global listing exchange and capital markets technology provider, we have the privilege of hosting world leaders. And this afternoon, I'm honored to present the Honorable Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, along with Scott Eisner, President of the U.S. Africa Business Center and Senior Vice President of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. President Tinubu is the 16th President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria after his inauguration on May 29, 2023. An experienced politician and elected official, President Tinubu has previously the executive governor of Lagos State from 1999 to 2007. As a result of his effective leadership as governor, he was named the best governor in Nigeria by the Nigerian-Belgian Chamber of Commerce, as well as receiving several other awards. Congratulations. Nigeria is a multi-ethnic and culturally diverse federation which represents the largest population and economy in Africa, and NASDAQ and the NGX, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, have worked together for decades, providing the Nigerian exchange with state-of-the-art technology. President Tinubu, this is an honor to have you here today with us, and we look forward to continuing to support the Nigerian Exchange Group and to its growing relationship with the leadership, companies, and people of Nigeria. Now, please join me in welcoming the Honorable Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Scott Eisner to the podium for further remarks.
Welcome, everyone. The U.S. Chamber for over 100 years has stood beside businesses across this country, but across the world, to open new doors and find new trading links and partners. We're so excited for the opportunity to share in the future of the U.S.-Nigeria relationship. At the Chamber, we stand for small and medium-sized enterprises, the actual pillar of what Nigeria is built on. And with the President's vision and his compassion for those that are investing in his community, I think we share in a very bright future to achieve everything that he and our country have in the future. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Scott. It's a great honor for me to be here. I am happy to bring Nigeria to your doorsteps and honored that we are here today with a bubbly market that will evolve West Africa's sub-region. The greatest economy is Nigeria. There's an immense opportunity in Nigeria that you can invest your money without fear. We've removed a lot of bottlenecks. We've cleared the oil subsidy that is corrupt, and we have also retooled the exchange rate to a reliable, dependable, one-figure floating of the exchange rate. You are free to take in your money and bring out your money. I count on you to invest in Nigeria. Be confident in you.
We're so honored to have you here with us today.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're welcome to today's episode on what do you think, and today's topic would be will you invest in Nigeria? The real bottlenecks, the real bottlenecks. Will you invest in Nigeria, and what truly are the real bottlenecks? You just watched the video where the president is at NASDAQ and to ring the bell. It's an occasion that usually they do there, and the president was the one who would willingly went there to ring the bell to, according to his speech, is to encourage foreign investors to come to Nigeria and invest, and he's giving them the assurance that their investment is safe and that he has removed the bottlenecks, But the real question, on the ground question is the bottleneck, or are the bottlenecks truly removed? These are sincere questions I think the president and the team, that works with the president should ask themselves. As much as we try to want to propagate, we want to give a good foreign perspective as what Nigeria, or what the present situation in Nigeria is. I still feel that there's a need for sincerity. There's a need for truths, and the real action plan to make Nigeria a real destination for investments, not just foreign investments. And I also think there's just too much clamor for foreign investment. First, before there will be foreign investment, there has to be the capacity and the capability of the locals, which is the local investment, if you want to call that. And that investment is even more critical than the foreign investment, because the foreign investment, there's no emotion attached. They come with their money and they want to get their money out when they feel it's not favored, or even when it's favorable. They might decide to want to go invest elsewhere and change the plan, and that's it. No emotions attached. But the local investment stays local because there's emotion attached. These persons, or your citizens, are the ones living in the environment. So now the real question is Nigeria really an investment place for Nigerians themselves? What are the statistics right now showing or telling on the Nigerian businesses, on the SMEs, on the businesses that are local, that are run by Nigerians? What's at the situation right now? These are the real questions that I feel that should be addressed by the government, by the president, by the executive, the executive in general. They should be able to address this very, very important question. Is Nigeria truly a place where Nigerians first can even invest. Then after that, we'll now be talking about foreign investors, because the foreigners would ask some of the locals. The foreigners will make their investigation and know what truly the investments are, or what the possibility of them recouping their investments are in Nigeria. So those are the real questions that we should ask ourselves. And I think the service that the presidency or those in the communication side of the president are doing to the president or to the presidency itself, I don't know if that is approved, is coming out with non-factual informations. Some couple of days ago, Ajuri Ngelele, or I may not get the name right, but he came out and came out with all confidence and told Nigerians that all reef with UAE has been settled, and as a matter of fact, with immediate effect, Nigerians can now travel, do business, and go for leisure in Dubai. And everyone was excited. I was glad that this government was able to solve that reef with the UAE, the Emirates, that the Buhari administration could not resolve. But it wasn't up to 48 hours. The news was debunked and the information came out to be not true. So now when a government does that, how do they make themselves look to the foreign investors? Why should the foreign investors trust your statements that a whole department which is meant to communicate information to Nigerians gave out the wrong information? And I don't know if that is to make some certain people feel happy, or maybe to make people feel I don't know what the intent is. But how will a foreign investor trust you, if you're able to lie at that level, at a diplomatic level, against another nation that you have agreed certain conditions, so fast, and everything was at ease. For me, I was even thinking is magical that maybe the president just did a voodoo over the Emirates and everything was just settled, or maybe the presidency ordered the release of the Emirates airline, their money and all of that, and maybe that was really of major concern, and the Emirates decided to let go of all restriction. But when that came out as a lie, that is one of the reasons that would take out or discourage foreign investors from coming to invest in Nigeria. So in all of this, what I'm trying to emulate is the fact that those at the ends of affairs need to be truthful and need to be realistic with themselves. Now you're saying that foreign investors should come and invest in Nigeria. When they come, what is the guarantee that their investment will not be at risk? A couple of days ago, news broke out about university students that were kidnapped. These are situations that you'd hear. If I'm to be a foreign investor, these are things I would hear, and I would ask myself, do I want to come invest in your place? The funds with the Emirates, the airlines that have been held, their money that have been held for so long, which they gave wrong information out as saying that everything is settled, which was not settled, and the money has not been paid. That alone is discouraging, because if a foreign investor brings in their money, then to get their profit and their money out, would have to go through this back and forth diplomatic roles, which has involved a whole nation as against ours, and these are things that I feel the government needs to be truthful about. So security is one of it. Electricity is also a major part. There's a need for us to have guaranteed and assured 24 hours power supply if there would even be any need for foreign investors to be confident enough to want to bring their money in, except the ones that would just want to come invest in industries that would milk the nation, and it's a gamble for them. They lose, they don't care. They get their money back and profit, and that's all they're bothered about. But there's no affiliation, there's no growth, there's no continuity, because they just want to put it in like a gamble and get their stake out and just move on. So security has to be resolved. If the president keeps going around different places and saying come invest, and that is not enough. That is not truthful. The truthful thing to be seen to be done is the real underground work that has to be done in Nigeria, which is majorly security. Once you can have security, as a matter of fact, the northern part of Nigeria can even be a very great destination for investment, just as the same the southern part of Nigeria is. So, but there is need for realistic and truthful arrangements when it comes to this sort of international requests of foreign investors. And another thing that should be of concern to foreign investors right now is the stand that Nigeria has or has had some couple of months ago as regards Niger and other countries, which there was back and forth noise about invading Niger and all of that. That has to do with instability. Instability in Niger or anywhere or any part of Nigeria is a risk to any investment. So if we keep asking foreign investors to come and we don't solve these things, we're just lying to ourselves. We're not looking for real investors. We're looking for shady ones. We just want to come milk and go, And like I said, Nigerians are good enough to be investors on their own land. Even the locals and those in diaspora are good enough to be investors if they find the situation in Nigeria good enough. You don't even need to appeal to any foreign investor whatsoever. The diaspora has more than enough capacity to bring so much investment in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, the major contributors to real estate investment in Nigeria right now are those living in diaspora. So this section of Nigerians can invest that sort of money the government is looking for, but that guarantee, that assurance is what is needed. Many business persons are moving out of Nigeria simply because of this cost and inflation, the cost of running their business and inflation coming into the system, that whatever you make would have to be compared to the value internationally. Now the dollar has moved up across the 1,000 naira. If you are an investor and you brought $1,000 in to Nigeria in 2023, beginning of 2023, your $1,000, if you keep it in dollars, your $1,000 would have made more profit if you keep it in dollars. But if you had converted the $1,000 to naira, you would have lost. Because if you converted when the naira was maybe, let's say, 700 naira, and you brought $1,000, that's 700,000 naira. If you had kept that 700,000 naira in a Nigerian bank as of maybe January, and now in September ending, and that 700,000 naira, you haven't touched it, by now you would have run at loss, because your 700,000 naira then, the $1,000 that made 700,000 naira then has adjusted, because the $1,000 now would make 1,050,000 naira according to the black market. Well, obviously, they say the bank rates and all of that, but how many people is able to access that? So those are the things that I feel that the government need to address. If I decide to keep my money, I bring my dollar in to invest and I keep it in naira while investing, Do I gain or do I lose? And at what rate do I gain or lose? So if I put my money in Naira in 700,000 Naira beginning of the year, and now my 700,000 Naira has been reduced to the value of maybe $600 or $500 when I brought in $1,000. So that's a loan, without even talking about the challenges you face when doing business. That alone is more than enough loss. It's more than enough loss for an individual or for any investor. So if the government can settle all these bottlenecks, stabilize the country economically, even I tell you, Nigerians alone are more than enough to invest and raise that Nigerian economy. But no reasonable person would want to put their money at risk now when the economy keeps going down. Keeps going down. Now this government is all up about borrowing money, lending money, borrowing money, and all of that. What I feel any government that really wants to succeed in Nigeria has to do first is the need to first look into the management of the nation's finances. The money is not the problem. The money Nigeria is making is not the problem. Is how it's being utilized. And if you keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, if the money is not properly utilized, then even if you borrow $1 trillion from anywhere, it will still be embezzled. That's the problem. Is the embezzlement, is the padding, it's all of those stuffs that is making whatever Nigeria is making not to be enough for Nigerians. So the call of the president looking for foreigners to invest it's like a wrong move. Nigerians have the funds. Nigerians in Nigeria, Nigerians in the diaspora, they have the needed fund to set up so many businesses, to get so many businesses running in Nigeria. If these things can be put in place, security, the banking, international rates, the monetary policies, these are things that need to be fixed. If these things are not fixed, just going around calling for foreign investors, you're only looking for criminal minded foreign investors, who come maybe get into illegal mining like some are doing now, and create chaos in the environment according to some theories, and just milk money and just run off. It's not foreign investors that are concerned about your society, or that will be concerned about making their money and at the same time giving back good value and product to your society. So these are some of the reasons. Another reason that I feel that foreign investors, any reasonable foreign investor, would not think of Nigeria right now is the purchasing power of the Nigerian. Now, if you're a foreign investor, you're bringing in goods or you're coming in to make products, who are you going to sell it to? It's Nigerians. And if you're going to be selling it to Nigerians, how much does the average Nigerian earn? How much are they earning right now? So the government needs to fix that. They need to fix the labor, and they need to fix the wages. They need to make it a living wage for the people, so that when these foreign investors come and want to make or sell a product or brand or anything that they come into market or to invest in, they know that the people are there. The people have the capacity, the people who have the financial capacity or capability to be able to purchase and buy and key into those products. So if you're coming in to invest in whatever it is that you're coming into investing, and the people are earning so much way below living wage, and if they get maybe their 50,000 naira salary, 20,000 naira is all up, or 25,000 naira is all up for transport, and whatever is left is now maybe change for feeding, for bills, for fuel in the generator, for whatever side bills that presently exist in Nigeria now. If all of this if all of these are put in place, then we can now be talking about getting foreign investors in to invest, knowing fully well that the people are capable of buying such things. It's just like saying you want Apple to come and build up their maybe factory or something, or have a proper distributing station where they put in so much investment, hire enough people and all of that. How many Nigerians can afford new iPhones? How many? So how will Apple come and put investment down when they know fully well that the people in that place can't afford whatever it is that they're going to be selling? So the purchasing power of an average Nigerian need to be reviewed by the president. There's a need to review that before we start calling for foreigners to come and get involved in our mess. Let's fix it first. There's a need to fix it. It's when it's being fixed, you don't even have to call, because the foreigners, is going to be obvious there. The metrics, the rate, the value, the improvement is going to be seen globally, and no reasonable person will see a place where there's profit and or not want to go and invest their money there. So going around calling, like, to me, I feel like it's not necessary. It's somewhat maybe waste of resources. Put that resources into something else. Let's fix it from the roots, and the roots itself is in Nigeria, and those roots are security. You have to fix the security. Our fiscal policies have to be people oriented. They have to be masses oriented. We need to increase the living wage. There's need to have 24 hours constant electricity, and there's need to also look into proper reconfiguration that would enable the Nigerian people to have a better purchasing power. So whoever you're asking to come invest in Nigeria knows that whatever they are bringing in to invest has a market for it to key into their product, and the population is there. We just need to have these things standardized, and part of it too also have to be in reducing government expenditure on themselves, because in all of this, if you look at what the average person that works or is elected into governance is earning in Nigeria, is unnecessarily too much for the Nigerian system. You can't have a poor country and you have rich elected people, or not even rich elected people. They can be rich on their own, is their problem, but you can't have a poor country and you have your elected officers earning so high from the poor country. It doesn't make any sense, So these are things I feel that Nigeria needs to look into. So if you're just maybe watching this broadcast, this is Dark Room, and I call this section "What Do You Think?" And then, what do you think? We'll talk about happenings and events all across the globe, majorly in relation to Nigeria. And today it's, will you invest in Nigeria, and what are the real bottlenecks? In my perspective, I've mentioned some of what I believe are the real bottlenecks, and I don't think the country really needs foreign investors. Nigerians are enough investors for themselves, but there are real bottlenecks on the ground that needs to be fixed. So if you're just watching, and if you happen to get to see this broadcast, kindly like, share, rebroadcast to people that you feel might be interested. Let's grow the page. I'm on YouTube with the Dark Room, and I'm also on Facebook with the Dark Room. So once you just search Dark Room, you just see it, and you can help share, like, subscribe, and let's grow together. And once we're able to generate enough audience, we will be having live sections where you get to call in and I get to hear your perspective, just like you've heard mine, and we can all look at all these things holistically, and hopefully there are better days ahead for every one of us. On this note, I'll be signing out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my page. I'm your host, DA. See you guys another time.